Cardano just crossed the line into uncharted territory, and we're now entering the most significant expansion phase in its history. The second largest stablecoin just bridged onto the network, and liquidity has been flowing in. IOG, the team that actually built Cardano, is about to launch its privacy-focused partner chain that is quantum resistant, and mainnet goes live later this year. Meanwhile, an upcoming upgrade is targeting a 50x increase in throughput. And reports are saying Link Marines are finally starting to rally around 80 gang. And if we're truly entering uncharted territory, we have to talk about Africa, because it's always been Cardano's frontier. Now, when you add Fireblocks custody and Grayscale exposure, it won't be long until Cardano's making headlines.
So President Trump announced a crypto stockpile earlier this year. ADA was one of the tokens that was a part of it. Some people were surprised by that announcement. Talk to me about what happened there.
I was the most surprised. I got home from...
There's a lot of momentum building, but let's take a step back. No one wants to hold an asset that is down 90%, especially when other blue chips have outperformed this cycle. That criticism is fair. I'm Crux. By the end of this update, you'll have a clear objective view on where Cardano actually stands. And stay until the end, because I'll give my honest take on whether ADA can realistically make it back to the top 10. So let's get into it. Cardano is a layer 1 that prioritized decentralization and security over scalability. And within this 5-phase roadmap, the foundation has been set. It is a top 3 decentralized network, only behind Bitcoin and arguably Ethereum, with over 2,000 stake pools and a high Nakamoto coefficient. Cardano is protected by Haskell, the same programming language that helps protect NASA, Microsoft, and Meta, and is built with their proof-of-stake Ouroboros protocol, landing it among the top 3 most secure networks also. You guessed it, only behind Bitcoin and Ethereum. Cardano has operated with 100% uptime while withstanding multiple network stress events and DDoS attempts. Now, when evaluating a blockchain, experts look at the foundation of what is called the blockchain trilemma. Cardano currently operates with roughly 100 kilobyte blocks produced every 20 seconds, delivering stable propagation and practical finality in around 2 minutes. But if Cardano is already solved for security and decentralization, the next question is obvious: whether it can scale to match it. Incremental improvements like input endorsers, block parameter increases, and Mithril has strengthened the foundation, but they don't fundamentally change the throughput. And Hydra heads are still being built out, representing only a niche portion of the total network activity. And that's where we enter uncharted territory. Because for the first time, Cardano isn't just tuning parameters. It is rethinking how blocks are built altogether. Leios introduces a new architectural model designed to parallelize transaction processing and dramatically increase throughput. A 1000 TPS test on a globally distributed network is targeted before April 5th.
We're starting to sketch items which we need for, like, what do we need for a testnet? That's our goal, to give something into the hands of SPOs and developers as early as possible.
Leios hard fork date is yet to be announced, so set those alerts now so you can be the first to know. Midnight is Cardano's privacy-focused partner chain, designed to enable selective disclosure, allowing users to prove what is necessary without revealing everything. This sidechain helps with the scalability issues we talked about earlier and has already established some major partnerships. Midnight is rolling out in 4 key phases. The first phase was completed when the Night token began distribution last year. This month, the Genesis block launches, officially starting Midnight's initial live network phase. In Q2, stake pool operators and community nodes come online, and the stake and rewards will also begin. Then in Q3, the full mainnet launches with interoperability, allowing Midnight to connect and transact with other chains. This privacy sidechain is getting ahead of the quantum FUD by establishing a lattice-based folding system.
Lattice fold and Neo, or lattice-based crypto systems, and the long-term privacy engine of Midnight is going to be a lattice-based folding system, and Lattice Crypto is immune to quantum computers.
Quantum computers are a leading threat to cryptocurrencies, and Cardano's team is second to none on who I'd bet on to solve this issue. Even Vitalik Buterin has warned that the elliptical curve cryptography in the next few years will eventually become obsolete in a post-quantum world. Now, with all of this quantum talk floating around, what better way to demonstrate your network's capabilities than building a video game? No, seriously.
This is real-time agentic civilization. So all of these little things moving around are actual AI agents. Right now, they're ones that we create, but we're going to talk a little bit about the roadmap, what's coming. But when you click on them, you can actually see all the transactions that they've been involved in. They're running around using a private stablecoin on a Midnight network. You can see all the agent view. How about that? So we just bring one of them up. And if you take a look at the public view, no information whatsoever about the agent.
So if the future has AI agents transacting on-chain and cryptography is evolving towards post-quantum resiliency, then stable, compliant liquidity becomes non-negotiable. Within hours of launch, USDCx broke into the top 10 by trading volume, with over 13.6 million USDCx minted immediately. This is a major accomplishment, as it only took 2 weeks to do what Cardano's leading stablecoin USDM took 2 years to do, by adding $15 million worth of liquidity. I'm sure you're wondering, what is the difference between USDC and USDCx? Check it out.
It's fully backed one-to-one by USDC held in Circle's X Reserve smart contract and is a stablecoin interoperable with USDC. Here's how it works. First, you lock your USDC from another network into the secure reserve. Next, you receive a verifiable digital receipt. Then, you use that receipt on Cardano to mint the exact same amount of USDCx.
Quick pause. If this video has brought you any clarity, consider subscribing for more deep dives like this. And smash that like for Pup Tux. He's peer reviewing my work because dogs are man's best friend. So USDCx is a win for DeFi, and it's also a win for on-chain liquidity. But the real unlock happens when institutions can move real capital on-chain. Enter Fireblocks. This enterprise-grade digital asset infrastructure allows large institutions to securely custody and transfer crypto at scale. It acts as the back-end rails that move trillions in capital safely and compliantly. Through a partnership with Iagon, Cardano's native tokens gain institutional-grade custody and infrastructure support. Also on the institutional front, Grayscale has added more Cardano as its third largest holding. Custody is improving with Fireblocks. Liquidity is growing with USDCx. Scalability is evolving with Leios. Privacy is increasing with Midnight. But interoperability has always been Cardano's bottleneck. By choosing extended UTXO over Ethereum's EVM, Cardano's built outside the industry's dominant standard. That choice limited plug-and-play integrations early on, but it also prioritized deterministic execution and reduce structural attack surfaces. Now, the question is whether that patience starts compounding. While Charles Hoskinson has previously said Chainlink quoted Cardano with what he called an absurd price, he now maintains that with improved EVM-style infrastructure, a Chainlink integration is still technically possible. While a Chainlink integration remains on ice, Cardano is not waiting around. Teams are actively working on integrating Pyth, positioning it to become Cardano's first Tier 1 Oracle solution. Oracles like Chainlink or Pyth bring real-world data on-chain, from price feeds and commodities to weather and economic metrics. Without trusted data, DeFi and institutional integrations simply cannot function. If interoperability is the bottleneck, LayerZero is the bridge. This integration gives Cardano the ability to communicate across chain and access liquidity beyond its ecosystem. On a scale of 1 to 10, LayerZero's importance to the Cardano ecosystem is easily innate, connecting Cardano to ecosystems like Solana, Ethereum, Avalanche, and 150 other blockchains. And speaking of connecting, interoperability isn't just about blockchains, it is about people.
DeFi is going to finally realize what we've been trying to do in Africa for a long time. It's long overdue, but I'm proud of the people who built it. Gave out 1 million loans over the last 18 months. 1 million. Changed a lot of people's lives in Uganda and Kenya. And to be able to bring that to the Web3 space, that's pretty magical.
Cardano Africa's initiative began nearly 6 years ago, with its largest milestone coming through a partnership with Ethiopia. World Mobile has already deployed over 100,000 Air nodes globally, serving nearly 3 million daily active users on its decentralized network. And while basic signal exists across parts of Africa, nearly 60% of the total population doesn't use mobile broadband, often due to affordability, device access, or digital literacy barriers. More importantly, 20% of Africa is outside the range of mobile network signals. Talk about uncharted. Cardano has real exposure to infrastructure, people, and they're touching real lives. Here's what it looks like in motion.
This is where you can actually establish real trust.
It's a very welcoming event.
Hopefully, I hope like many of the hackathon winners that come here today can find pathways to take their MVP beyond that stage and actually get a market-ready solution that solves real problems and gives them an economic opportunity.
Crypto isn't just charts and cycles. It is a bet on the kind of systems we believe should exist. In a market driven by short-term incentives, long-term architecture looks boring. until it doesn't. Conviction isn't built in the bull markets, it's built in bear winter. And I know exactly where I stand. Now, if you want to go deeper on projects like Cardano, I do this type of analysis in real time inside of Whop, which gives you access to my private Discord server. I'm not doing this alone. I have an elite group of professional traders with me, doing live Q&As and sharing trade setups when they actually make sense. This is also where I help people with what changes I would personally make if I had their portfolio. There are different paths depending on how hands-on you want to be, including a structured academy for those who want to build real trading skills over time. If you want to support this channel, you can sign up using my affiliate link below. Quick shout out to Angry Crypto Show, who drops the best content on Cardano. Now, if you want to see how Cardano stacks up against Avalanche, I dropped a versus video. I'll link it right here. I'm curious, do you believe Cardano will one day get back to its all-time high, or are we just living off of hopium? Let me know in the comments below. I'll see you in the next deep dive.